Speaking of a guy that will hold everyone accountable, that's Brian in Palo Alto. Joins us now. Brian, good morning.
What's up, bud?
Morning, guys. I would say historically the other station has been overwhelmingly compliant with the Giants, and I'm sure you'd agree, right?
Yes,
Toe the
body
line.
of work.
Yeah, and so I have a hard time criticizing them for calling the Giants out, and I actually wonder exactly what their strategy is. I actually think they may not want the Giants anymore, anyways, and so
I can't speak on that.
Yeah, but that's kind of. At this point, the Giants are an albatross, right? Who wants the Giants? Used to be like a local landmark sort of franchise to have, and they're just a bad organization and completely uninteresting. So, anyways, yeah.
BPA, do you follow on social media all their posts? I'm just wondering because I have felt like it.
I don't.
Okay, see,
not really.
That's why I appreciate you saying that because I agree with the history. I think the last year or so, it's borderline humiliating the team.
Yeah, I think they don't want the Giants anymore. That's what I think the underlying strategy is, and no better way to get the Giants to dump you as a radio partner than to not 100% toe the line of propaganda that they push forth, right? Because that has been what these guys have done historically. Remember Bonte at the press conference, right?
Yeah.
When he's calling out Farhan and all the other guys, local beat guys are glaring at him and ridiculing him and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I actually think that I think KNBR doesn't want the Giants anymore, and they're probably right to not want them anymore, right? Because it's just a complete albatross. Why?
It's tough
why would you want them at this point?
What did you? I don't want to speak on that because I don't think that's fair for me to even opine. That's your opinion. What did you think of Logan Webb tweeting at people though? From his perspective, what do you think about it?
And then deleting his account.
I don't. Truthfully, I don't follow. I'm
do you care?
So uninterested. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know what the solution is.
Yeah.
The whole Buster Pride Night thing was,
it's a fiasco.
It's a fiasco, and really, just really down on him as the guy that run this organization at this point.
I'm with you.
Hey, Brian, was yesterday the lowest point of the season, or has there been a lower point?
No, it's like trying to catch a knife, let it fall. Let it fall. It's going.
God, PPA, I love you.
I've never heard that ever.
So
That's
much.
Brian about to walk.
That might be the best line he's ever dropped on this show.
To catch a knife. I've never heard that. I'm sure it's been said, but I've never heard that.
Well,
before.
the thing is, when a knife is falling, there's no safe way to grab it. But
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. I didn't know.
That's what that was.
I love him so much.
Thank you.
Glad we could work through that together.
I knew that. That's why it's funny. That's why I was laughing.
Okay.
Are you insulting my intelligence right now?
I'm just explaining for everybody in the audience who may not know.
Okay.
It's not just you. There's other people in the room.
Okay.
Theoretically.
You've been at how many games this year, Sam?
North of 20.
Has the coverage shifted in the clubhouse? Has the coverage shifted in print? Has the coverage shifted online from the various media channels and partners?
What do you mean by shifted?
Have you sensed that?
Are they being more critical?
Not even critical. Do you sense maybe more? Yeah, maybe critical.
I think critical is the word.
Okay.
I think, you're probably starting to see a little bit more maybe needling, I would guess, that's happened. But overall, I think the beat's been pretty consistent about how they've been covering this team. I think this year it's not that hard to cover this team in a critical sense. I think they made it very, very easy. So they haven't had to change a whole lot because it's just been like that basically all season long since that opening weekend against the Yankees.
Let's go behind the curtain. You will occasionally, and Steven Risotto and others, will run our social media account, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And when you put out a tweet like, hey, Giants lost 7-4 or whatever, and you put something out, you want to be creative, you want to do something. Yeah. Would you agree that there has been, I would say, a lot of borderline posts this year from one of their partners in terms of how they've just put up the score of the Giants games.
Borderline's a very generous term to use. There's been times where they've posted stuff because I sit next to their digital guys in the press box, and there's been a couple times where like they'll post something. I'm just like, you're wild, dude, for doing that. I won't say which specific post, but there's been a couple times where I'm just like, that's kind of wild that you would post that.
I feel the same way, and again, like we're all partners. Like we wouldn't do that with the Valks and the Warriors. Like I think there's a way to do it where you're having fun, and I think there's another way where it feels too close to the line and crossing the line at times. Do you get what I'm saying? I think the word I use is like degrading or humiliating.
If that's how you want to be perceived, doing the gotcha, I'm funny, everything's a bit, that's fine. It's just you're not going to be taken seriously going forward though as much. Well, no, you're just not.
I got a sense that they've shifted toward Barstool Light.
It might be. No, like, and I'm not saying like some of the stuff like they put out, like it's creative, like that's great. Like, and I'm not trying to rip all of it, but when you're posting like Tiger Woods, like DUI pictures and like equating it to like the sport, it's like, okay, we're laughing at that now. Like that's what we're doing. Like that's fine. Behind the scenes, you send it to your buddies, yada yada yada.
Yeah,
you're putting it out, and it's representing an entire company and other people that work for it.
That's a really good point.
Like I would feel some type of way if our social media team was putting out something that I just like flat out disagreed, and like I would send Matt, or I'm sure you have, like, dude, like I work here too. I don't want this representing me because I am a part of this. Whether you like it or not, I'm a part of this now. Me, you, Steiny.
Now imagine you're one of the players, and over and over and over and over and over.
This guy Jack works for it, and this was his personal account. That Logan.
I think it does matter.
No, that does. That's this conversation.
And look, he skews emotional. So do I. You know, like so do I. I get that. You know, and I think that they probably, the Giants, probably feel like it's been piling on. But it's like, Giants, like, you're doing yourself no favors this year. Like, you really are.
Yeah.
Whether you think things have crossed the line or not, I don't think this was the right way to go about it. And I also don't think that this is very productive for anyone. Like, it's easy for me to say, what Logan should have done was take him to the side and have a man-to-man talk with him, or phone him and blah, blah. That's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Right? And look, quite frankly, like, Logan should just not have responded. But that's also easier said than done, because I've responded to people and I want it back.
Absolutely. Skills in Vallejo wants to join in the conversation.
What's up, Skills?
Was yesterday the lowest point of the Giants season is the question
Almost
I'm asking.
Getting no hit. You backflip a no, a breakup of the no-no. And then we just have a titter tirade of our ace pitcher, and he eventually suspends his account.
But other than that, 34,000 attendance. It was a beautiful day. Hey, Skills.
Good morning, gentlemen. I would say yesterday was among the low points, but this is a season that from the start has been trash. And just from my personal standpoint, the low point of the season was not yesterday. It was the night in Colorado where first Hunter Goodman tied the score, and then Ezekiel Tovar walked us off, stealing sure defeat from the jaws of victory. That was the one point in 37 seasons of being a fan of this team where I said enough, and I had to take a break from the team for my mental health, for my sanity, because they were driving me up. I just couldn't take watching them for a while. I took an extended break from watching the team after that loss. But that being said, I want to ask Shasky, because we're about the same age. We've been Giants fans for about the same period of time, and I respect your opinion greatly. Obviously, that's why I listen to the show.
I appreciate that.
In your opinion, no problem. In your opinion, is this the worst team you've ever seen? And if not, what team has been worse? Giants team.
Giants?
That's all I want to say.
What's crazy is I actually think they have a lot of talent.
Thanks, Skills.
I think they have a lot of talent. And I was way wrong about what they would do this year. I underrated how horrific their bullpen is. And I also thought we would get a better performance from Robbie Ray. I thought Landon Roop would be a little better this year. I was praying that Hauser and Malley would be better.
I like Mauser.
I didn't see Hayden Birdsong having Tommy John. I thought he would be a big part of this team this year. And I thought Jose Budo would be a good arm in their bullpen. So, like, things have happened that I couldn't have accounted for, but also I just totally misread the amount of arms that they didn't have.
Well, it's funny you say that. First thing you said is like, I actually think they have a lot of talent. I was like, yeah, a lot of the talent that we didn't think were going to be the main focal points of the talent heading into the year. Casey Schmitt
Has been amazing.
He's been great. Jung Lee has been a revelation.
Amazing.
Top 6, top 7 in batting average this year. I thought he should have been an all-star, quite frankly.
And he looks like one of the greatest Farhan finds ever.
Yes.
Outside of Bryce.
Luis Arias, who we were betting on a
Luis
bounce-back
Arias.
season. I don't think anyone could have anticipated his glove. The average, okay, but the glove on top of it, bona fide
Logan
all-star.
Webb had an unreal month.
It's one of the best months we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And now these last 2 outings kind of soured it a little bit in July, but he's been great.
No, but he's still been solid.
Yes. Now, it wasn't great to start the year, and there was a lot there. He had the knee discomfort, the World Baseball Classic. Bryce Eldridge has emerged. Now,
Yes.
it's time for him to get the bat going again, because this is part of being in the big leagues is adjustment, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We had Dave Fleming on yesterday, voice of the Giants, and if you missed any of it, I highly recommend it, because he was kind of going in on this. This might be a thing for Bryce the rest of his career. These guys are just going to attack him up and in constantly, and he's just going to have to battle that, whether that's just having the right eye, et cetera, adjustments with the hand placement. I don't know, but there has been some positives this year. It's just been so negative on the other side. It's just skewed it and tipped the scales in a way that I don't think they can tip it back at all this season. There's just no chance that they could salvage the positivity or gain any sort of positive, narrative after this year. There could be no positive narrative after this. I can't find myself having one unless they go on like a 20-1 win to loss streak, Joe. I don't see that happening. How could this skew positive into the offseason? How?
I don't have an answer. I
don't think there is one.
I mean, I think it starts with what they do at the deadline. And I mean,
that's going to be fascinating. That's going to be fascinating.
I thought this team had, we were doing bold takes at the beginning of the year. Like, give me the boldest prediction. And I gave a bold prediction that they could win the West. But in my heart of hearts, and we were talking about it, I thought that they would be competing at minimum for a wild card. I thought this was the best everyday lineup that they've had in a long time.
Not just you, Joe. I think everyone thought the Giants were wild card contenders.
But their offensive production has actually been excellent.
Yeah.
It's their defense at times has let them, like yesterday, we've been applauding Rafi Devers for just catching the ball at first base.
That was bad.
No, but yesterday, he dropped 2. Yeah. There was a play in the hole. Adames, it's a tough play. Adames couldn't make it. Adames is just not a great defensive shortstop.
No. And he has a bad back. Bad back, Joe.
Well, that's a whole separate conversation.
No,
Harrison Bader hasn't played really at all for you.
Real quick, I think it's an important conversation. If he's not a good defensive shortstop and he has a bad back on top of it, what do you expect is going to happen?
Well, he's trying to grind it out. But I'm saying even with a healthy back. He shouldn't have to
put his ass on the IL.
They don't have any. You want Christian Koss there?
I thought you had a lot of shortstops within the minor leagues.
They're all in single A, high single A.
Bring one up, guys.
I know.
Leave us Basabe time.
But I thought the offense would be good. But honestly, the offense is good. The pitching is so bad, and I underrated all of it. I underrated it. I underrated the pitching so much. And quite frankly, their defense, left field's been an adventure. Shortstop has not been great. First base has not been great. And catcher has been terrible. Has it not?
It's been bad. And I don't think, again, people are going to say, well, you shouldn't have traded Pat Bailey. I don't think it'd still be that great even with Patrick Bailey here. Now, would the pitching staff be a little better? Maybe.
I don't know. Susak's been hurt a lot.
He has, but
I don't think he's great defensively.
What's Patrick Bailey been doing over in Cleveland? Has he been Oh, great. He's still batting 179. Great. Batting 179 on the season.
He's not an offensive player, that's for sure.
But that's what we needed. That's what Giants fans wanted, because the defense was so just skewed when we talked about Patrick Bailey that it felt like, I was like, are you guys watching what I'm watching? He could frame as many pitches as he wants. The guy is an out every single time he steps to the plate. That's what Giants fans were saying for a long time. They got their wish. He's gone. Nothing's really changed at the catching position, though, which is disappointing.